This is Chris at the Motor City Comic Con, and I am standing here with the man himself, John Wesley Shipp. How you doing today, sir?
How are you, Chris? Good to see you.
Good to see you. It's a pleasure to be standing here talking to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Except you're taller than I am. I don't know how I feel about it.
A little bit. Now, is this your first convention, first time coming to the Motor City Comic Con? That's what I got to ask you first.
I came to Motor City 9 years ago when they had just released the original Flash on DVD. And I was supposed to come back with Erica Liniak, who I'd done a movie with, and Joyce Heiser, who of course was in the Flash, original Flash. But I was getting a terrible divorce from Kathy Griffin on Drop Dead Diva, and so I couldn't make it on account of work. But yeah, I've been here once before, but it seems so long ago, you know.
So you're enjoying the convention now? I mean, obviously, because 9 years ago, a lot of things have changed as far as movies and entertainment and that sort of thing, and the convention itself has grown quite a bit. Do you feel that, like you said, it's only Friday, but how are you enjoying it so far?
I'm enjoying it a lot. I mean, having grown up in the theater, I like audience response, and I like interacting. And being the son of a minister doesn't hurt. My father certainly has the gift of gab. He can talk to anybody about anything. But anyway, maybe I got some of that. But I like getting the immediate response. And this is when you're working in television. You may be all loving what each other is doing, but it's a pretty closed system until you go to a convention or something, personal appearances where you can actually hear. And the amount of affirmation that you get is just the equivalent of a standing ovation every time you go. And you get to hear ideas and thoughts and slants and things that people maybe got out of scenes that you didn't realize, and you go, you're absolutely right about that. So I enjoy the exchange. And Fridays are fun because they're slower. Now tomorrow we probably won't have quite as much time to interact, but it'll be fun in its own different way, and there'll be as much show out there tomorrow as there is back here.
That's definitely true. Now, we obviously the pictures are on the table. We got to talk about it. You're involved in the new Flash on the CW. What is it like playing the father of a character that you played originally?
I think even for a minute taking me out of the equation, I think as a structural producer decision to bring someone in who has already played a character to play the father of the same character that he's already played, I think is a really smart structural decision, because when I walk on set, I bring this show with me. And it's a way of incorporating even skeptics at the beginning who thought they were maybe being loyal to me by being skeptical about the new show. And I was saying from the very beginning, no, listen, we've wanted a new Flash forever. And how many times has it fallen in and out of development? I said, we've got to get behind this guy. We've got to support him. And then they came to me with the offer to play Henry Allen, and I tuned into Arrow to see Grant, because of course you want to know, if you're going to be working closely with someone, how they work. And I was delighted to see that it was just, there was no acting. You couldn't see the acting. It was just sincerity, and when he was going into his backstory and his father, we had never met yet, but whatever he was pulling on, it was real and it was true, and I was like, yeah, I can work with this.
We're all fans of the show, honestly, and I'm not just saying that. We are true fans. I watch every episode as it comes on. I'm not one of those people that likes to sit back and, I'll get it on Netflix. I like to see it as it happens so I can get caught up in the emotions that you're seeing in the show, and it's the dynamic between you and Grant on that show is amazing. So, I mean, what like you said, you can't really tell that it's acting.
It is. Well, it's really not. I have a line in I don't think, where I tell him that I'm in awe of the man that he is becoming. And I said to him in between takes, I said, Grant, I really mean that. I don't, having watched him this entire season, I said, I don't have to act when I say that line. And he said, I know, I feel that. I mean, forget the fact that we were both born in January. We're both from Norfolk, Virginia, and he was born the year I was doing The Flash, But we have a lot of connections. He knows that I played the character. I know what he's going through playing the character. So that feeds right into the Henry Barry relationship. When we step into that phone booth, we have our own prison phone booth, and the scenes are so well written and have so much heart. Really, all we have to do is talk to each other, and the emotions come on their own. And that is rare. You know, when I read the script of the finale, which you guys may think you're ready for the finale, but you're not ready. When I read that script, I wrote our producers and I said, every time I think you can't top yourselves, you surprise me. I mean, it's phenomenal, the balls that they're juggling, and they're not dropping any, you know. And this, I'll tell you, the finale is, particularly the last, of course, the whole thing builds to the climax and the finale. It's some of the most, and I say this having been a veteran of television for 35 years, some of the most extraordinary television that I have ever seen. And I can only assume, you know, the same with the audience. The work I saw going on at the end of that episode is totally Emmy-worthy.
Like I said, we've been watching the show faithfully, constantly, every single time it's on, and it's just amazing to see how, you know, like you said, the things that they're doing, all the storylines that they're keeping together, and all the crossover episodes and that sort of thing. Speaking of one last thing, because I know we're running a little bit low on time, what was it like walking in and seeing your good friend Mark Hamill as the trickster again?
Well, it was great not only seeing him, but his lovely wife and their daughter. He walked in to the rehearsal hall when we were doing a read-through, and we just, you know, gave each other a big hug, and we started laughing like, who would have ever thought, you know? He said something that's very funny. We did a 25th anniversary tribute of the original Flash in L.A., and if you Google that, you'll see that we did, after we aired the 2 Trickster episodes in a movie theater, that we did a panel with Bob Short, who created the first suit, with Danny Bilson, Paul DeMeo, Andrew Kreisberg from the new show was there, Mark was there, Joyce Heiser, Corinne Bohr, Marcia Clark, me, and the effects people. And we did a panel for about 45 minutes, and somebody captured it from the audience, and we talk about the old show, the way we did effects then versus now. Andrew talking about how the current show pulls from the original show. And so I would advise everybody to Google that. That's well worth a listen.
Culture Junkies!